Now what you can see in the screen? What you can see the screen? Read it. Can you read it? Please read the slide now you are watching. Then I just check. Can you read this? No?
Fundamentals in geography, human environment interaction.
Yes, very good. Right. Today we try to start another important theme of theoretical and applied geography course unit, that is fundamentals in geography. We define what is geography and also we defined what is applied geography. As a broad subject and also a classical subject which has a very, very long pedigree, geography concerns different important essential principles that is called fundamentals in geography. Without the knowledge of fundamentals in geography, we can't address any issue from applied geographic perspective. Therefore, learning fundamentals in geography is very, very important, right? Among the fundamentals, the very, very important concern of geography is interaction. The key term interaction always very important in any geographical inquiry study. Interaction is very important word. Why? Without interaction, there is no meaning of geography. There is no meaning of geography. Actually, what is the meaning of interaction? Interaction literally meaning is reciprocal action or influence. It is maybe between two persons or two matters. Interaction in physics says a particular way in which matter, fields, and atomic and subatomic particles affect on another. That is also interaction. Actually, interaction is a process. It is a process. A goal-directed problem-solving activity called interaction. A creative activity, a decision-making activity. And also it is a representation of something. Here in geography, interaction means what? Interaction means very clearly between the relationship between human and environment, physical environment. Actually, the definition to geographical interaction is how humans change the earth or how humans work or deal with the natural world. Different things. Therefore, humans shape the landscape through their interaction with the land, which has both positive and negative effects on the environment. For example, of the human-environmental interaction, think about how people living in cold climates, they have often mined coal or drilled or natural gas in order to heat their homes. However, this is a very important concept. Human-environment interaction means the ways that humans depend on the environment or the adapt to the environment or the modify the environment. Human environment means how humans and the physical environment affect each other. Sometimes remember, we are human beings. We have to depend on the nature. There are huge mountain gaps we cannot fill. So we have to depend on that landscape. We have polar zones in the world. We have to depend on that cold climate. Human beings depend on the environment. Sometimes human beings could be able to adapt to the environment by wearing clothes suitable for cold environment, summer, rain, shine, something like that. That is adapt. Sometimes we could change the environment. We modify the environment. Nowadays, very popular topic, Suez Canal. The issue of Suez Canal, when the issue of Suez Canal arose last few days, people were interested in know about the Suez Canal, how it was long, what is the meaning of Suez Canal, and who belonged it, something like that. Here, for example, Suez Canal can be taken for human beings modify the environment. Until Suez open, human beings depend on the environment by using the sea route through southern Africa, Cape Horn. But after construction of Suez Canal, people used that canal in order to cut off the long distance, long time, long days, low cost as a cost-cutting strategy. That is called human beings modify the environment. So the very fundamental thing is adapt, modify, and depend. How people interact with environment, physical environment. That is very interesting. It is not very simple thing as we could see in the world. It is a very complex relationship. Human environment interaction is a very, very complex situation, complex phenomenon. The geography most probably defined based on this human environment interaction. Geography is the subject which consider the human environment interaction. That is the very simple definition. Therefore, human environmental interaction can be considered as one of the important concepts, fundamental in geography. Right? For example, very simply, this human environment interaction may have positive or negative effects. If you plant a tree, that is a positive interaction. If you clean a river, that is a positive interaction. Right? Negative interaction means you build highways crossing the waterways. You clearing a forest, natural forest. You creating a dam. Those are negative. So, however, that is the nature of today's concept. The human environment interaction is based on three things. What are the three? Depend, adapt, and modify. Now, students, I'll show you very important one. That is one example taken from the previous question paper of theoretical and applied geography. I focus your attention here to the first question. This is also very important, which type of questions you may have in your exam. Following pictures show three essential dimensions regarding the human environmental relationship. Following pictures show three essential dimensions regarding the human environmental relationship. There are three pictures. What is the first picture? Please tell me. Please open your mouth. Otherwise, there is no meaning to teach like this. You should open your mind and you should tell when I am asked something. What is the first picture? What is about? Picture number one. What is it? Please tell me. If you can't open your mind, you can write through the chat. I'll register the 6 people there, including myself. So I just wanted to know whether English students attended the class today. Therefore, you have to send answers. Everyone should send the answers with your index number or registered number. Right? First of all, don't write. There are three photographs about human environment relationship with 3 dimensions. What are briefly explain such dimensions? What is the first one? Explain. Eka, deka, තුන කියන්නේ මොකක්ද කියලා right ලියන්න ටක් ගාලා. ලියලා එවන්න නැත්නම් otherwise you have to open your mouth and tell me. What is the first one? This question based on that first slide we learned now. There are 3 dimensions of human environment relationships. What are these dimensions? What is the first picture? What is the second one? What is the third one? Tell me. All right. Give you 5 minutes. Please write. I will not continue the lesson unless you all submit the answers. $930 number, 303 true, and 466, 653, Vasana Sandamari. Recorded all the things now. Then I can check. One was left, but I made notice. One answer got. But I asked 1, 2, 3. You have to write 1. What is that? Second, what is that? Third, what is that? One sentence, one sentence, one sentence. What is the meaning of who is 332? Please tell me the name. 332.
Sanduni.
Ah?
Sanduni.
Okay, Sanduni. But the problem is when you respond the question, you have to put the numbers. So there are no numbers. So then I can't understand which explanation is related to which picture. Picture number 1, what is that? Picture number 2 is what? Oh, yes, use, okay, but clear. The answer is clear, no problem. This is for example, I asked what are the meanings of these 3 with the 3 dimensions we discussed in relation to man-environment relationship. Okay, Sanduni, you told the first one is windmills in Puttalam region in Sri Lanka. So that is one picture. So it means windmills use the what? Windmills use the wind. Ne? Etara wind use karana. Is it harmful to the nature? No, it is not harmful to the nature. That means man man adapt to the environment. Anugata vena. This is adaptation. First one is adapt. Vasana, you wrong, depend කියලා no problem, you are good because we have already sent the answers. First one, adapt to the environment. The second one, this is the picture about Eskimos, North Poles and the Southern Poles. This is igloo house. They can't build a house comfortably what they want. They have to depend on the environment. These people have to depend on the environment. Depend means they don't have options. They have to depend on the environment. That is the second. The third one is what? Third one is what? Third one is vegetation pattern related to the slope landscape. The landscape, the slope has been modified by the people. Not only re-prepared the land, but also they cultivated different plantations. So they have, what is this? They have modified. You see, nature, this is not the nature. This is the pure nature. It means man depends on the environment. This is how people use the nature. It means the adapt. This is how people modify the nature. The answer should be, the answer, when you write an answer, you have to explain what is this and what is the dimension of human environment interrelationship. And also you have to explain what is this and what is the dimension insist by this picture. What is this? What is the dimension insist by this picture? That is the way we have to give answer, 6 marks, 5 marks. So however, that is very important, right? Important. So this is completely based on this very first lesson we learned. Human beings depend on the environment. Human beings adapt to the environment. Human beings modify the environment. Sometimes you have to live with the environment as it is. Sometimes you may change a little bit according to the environment. Sometimes you human beings, you can modify the environment. Sometimes you can modify the environment. So that is the lesson we should learn. That is the lesson we should learn about this lesson. Now we will move to the next one. You can see here again the similar pictorials. Similar pictorials, right? For example, what is the first? May I put the numbers? This one is 1, 2, 3, 4. What is the first one? This is also taken from the Eskimos region. polar regions. So they can't use vehicles, but adjusted animals for transportation. So people adapt to the environment. This is adaptation. This is adapt to the environment. Someone can say this is a way in which people depend on the environment. Yes, maybe. This is people modified. How people modify the landscape. This is also modification. Water provided to the dry region through developed technology. They have planted different crops by bringing water into the desert regions. This is modified. The river crossed by a dam. So then this water turns to another places what we want, that is modify the region, modify the nature. So adaptation is first maybe over the depend, and the other three modifications. So likewise, we have to think how geographic fundamentals of human environment interaction can be identified by looking at the different phenomena and characteristics on the both physical and cultural landscapes. Right? I'll show you again another important one. This is called Palm Island. Palm Island. You can see it looks like a palm tree. This looks like a port city in Colombo. Completely, this is a business center. It is called Palm Islands. Those are artificial islands in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, on which major commercial and residential infrastructure. All these islands built on the sea. They have faced the challenge with the limitation of land. Then what happened? They have built a giant commercial and residential infrastructure. Very nice. So by looking at all islands and creations, looks like some Arabic words, and also the palm tree and so and so forth. Lot of things there. This is a good example how human beings modify the natural environment. How human beings modify the natural environment. This is very important. Okay. Even though this is a singular word, when we talk about the conceptual framework on human environment interaction, we could see some important three things in this triangle. In this triangle. Here we can see people interact with the environment. They can use They can use environment friendly usage. Cooperation. But sometimes people try to overlook the nature. Overlooking means not good for the environment. Overlooking means creating environmental issues. This is the depending on the complete nature, overlooking, and cooperation. Cooperation is human beings adapt to the environment. Depending means completely depend on the physical features, either rainfall, either relief, or the topography, either climate, so on and so forth. Overlooking means we completely modify. So when we put when we draw a scale for this, like this, we can see how the environmental issues arise. When we come to the here part, the environmental issues are more important. The rising environmental issues are more environmental issues, because we always try to overlook the nature. Overlooking means we do not care about the power of nature. We fill the wetlands and we covered the natural water flow, and we pollute the water, we cut the lands, and we cut the slopes, we mining the different things from the earth, excavations, all these things there. Therefore, when we have this, so our policies somewhat aligned to this, means we have different environmental problems. But if we have our policies and the regulations and the living styles are connect to these, very less environmental problems. Here may be environmental problem, but man is happy and the environment is happy. This is called adapting to the situation. So that is the sustainable way we should consider. This is the better one. That is why we are talking about nowadays environmental friendly production, green economy, green power, green cities, environmental friendly commodities. So that is the story behind very simple but complex fundamental in geography. Human and environmental relationship. That is a very important fundamental in geography. Remember that. Right? Okay. I'll close this and restart after 5 minutes.